which you're looking at right there, our eFootball Championship Pro Trophy. For now, though, our attention turns to both Bayern and Man U, who want to try and finish as high up as they possibly can. Manchester United 4th in the table, 29 points for them. They're currently 9 points off league leaders FC Barcelona. So we'd have to throw it to some form of tiebreaker if they were to get 9 points out of 9 here. Easier said than done against Bayern. Bayern are in a bit of a more comfortable position. 32 points, just 6 points off of Barcelona in first. Of course, 5 points off of Arsenal in second. So there is a very, very enticing opportunity for both of these clubs. And of course, we can see the men in our hot seats up first. Lotfi for Man U. 6 points, a relatively slow season for him. He's been somewhat of a draw specialist. 3 draws, a win and 2 losses to his name. Has gotten unlucky with some of his matchups, but we always expect the best out of Lotfi, don't we? And we don't feel thus far in this season the Frenchman's been able to deliver that for us.
Yeah, it's been a bit of an interesting season for, I think, Manchester United as a whole. I think looking at how they have performed, there have been some games where they have, I would say, lost their heads just a little bit. When things haven't gone their way, they've very much been quick to kind of criticise themselves and criticise their teammates. However, saying that, they have actually improved over the last few weeks. They've been able to kind of grind out results. They've been able to work together as a unit. That yes, they picked up 4 points against Monaco, but before that, it was 16 points for a possible 18 out of the other 2 match days. So they really have started to turn a corner a little bit with this side, and they're starting to understand it a bit more. I think with Bayern, they have always been there or thereabouts. I think in terms of Matchday, has always been there or thereabouts. Has been able to pick up key victories against Roxa and players of high caliber. So, you know, at the risk of saying I'm fence sitting, and as much as I said about form books, you can throw them out the window because anything is possible in these 3 games we're about to witness.
Oh, you're not wrong. If you are interested in the form book, Mestre undefeated since match day 2 when he lost 1-0 to Alex Alguacil. So if you're looking to put your best foot forward here in terms of points accrued throughout the season and, well, form since that loss on match day 2, Mestre's one of the best for it. Of course, Jose's right there with him. His only blemish on the record was on match day 5 when he did have that team strength limit infringement. So there's quality across the board, across these 2 clubs. So if you thought the drama previously was anything to go by, wait until you see these 2 play.
It's just getting your energy back up, because if you've watched all of today's broadcast, you'll have seen everything unfold. And again, if you're sat at home and you did not have a team to root for, you certainly have probably seen some of the greatest games of eFootball we've seen.
Well, to remind you, Bayern sit 3rd in the table. Manchester United, the Red Devils, in 4th. 9 points for United would put them level with Barca in 1st. Bayern need just 6 points to go level, 7 to go clear. That's how tight this league table is entering our final match of our final match day. Though these teams sit in the top 4 currently, either one could find themselves at the top at the end of it. Of course, we have tiebreakers and permutations across the board. Our league ops, our admins are always on top of that, Wes. We don't need to worry about that. We sit here and talk. But Lotfi versus Mestre is quite the appetizer for what will be an amazing main event here between Bayern and United.
Yeah, I mean, historically, 2 of the best players to play the game. You've heard that a lot about some of the players here, because it just goes to show you the quality and standard of the players that are here. Historically, 2 of the best to do it. And bearing in mind, you know, these players are not that old either. You know, you get talking to some of these players and you're talking mid-20s, and you sometimes think, well, that will retire soon enough. Well, not these 2. Not these 2. These 2 are premier in terms of eFootballers, and this will be one for the ages between these 2.
Constantly redefining themselves, and as you say, it's difficult to pinpoint a prime in an esports player's career. These 2 near enough in it for their respective clubs. So very much looking forward to this one. Of course, the difficult thing for Ismail to stomach is that he is not going to be featuring in the knockout stages. I'm sorry to bring it up again, Walid, but you have at least entered this final match at the top of the goal-scoring charts, which is a bit of a bittersweet pill to swallow. I'm looking at across the board who could maybe catch up. I mean, you'd have to go down to Kilsue, former teammate of Uzmakabil for Manchester United. He's on 13. Looking elsewhere, you have Mujahid on 10. So really, neither of these clubs known for scoring crazy amounts of goals, but they get results and they get points, which is why they find themselves in this position currently. Yeah,
it's all well and good scoring goals, but if you don't get the points at the end of it, it doesn't really make a difference. You only have to look at, I hate to bring his name into this type of conversation, but you only have to look at Merriman. You can get all the goals you want, but if you can't get the points across the line, it doesn't really matter too much in the grand scheme of things. Yes, it's a nice to have. Yes, you can maybe put it on your social media bios and you can probably, scream and shout about it. But the reality is, not through to the knockout phase.
Well, after a lengthy period of preparation, Mestre and Lotfi are moments away from getting us underway. A reminder, both of these clubs have an opportunity to propel themselves up into that top two. United, they're 8 points away from being in second. And of course, if you're wondering why we care about the top two so much, the top two, Wes, they get a bye straight into the knockout stage semi-final. They don't have to play in that extra crunch time game of the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and then that becomes a discussion point of, do you want hot hands or do you want analysis? And as we saw earlier on today with Merriman, you'd probably want the hot hands. You'd probably want the extra game. So maybe the teams that finish third, fourth, fifth and sixth, maybe a slight advantage if they can get themselves through. Of course, that could easily be disproved in our knockout phase on June the 24th. But of course, we've got to get there first. We've got a couple of games here between little old Bayern Munich and Manchester United. Just a sample of two elite clubs operating at the peaks of their powers.
Well, we're underway. Game one, Bayern versus United. A battle of attrition as both look to climb the league table. Lotfi versus Mestre, old adversaries, find themselves up against each other once more. And of course, these two clubs likely to face each other if they were to make deep runs in that knockout stage. One you'll have to look out for on June 24th. For now though, Bayern in the home strip, attacking right to left. You have United coming the other way, and that's a lovely ball to Martial. Can he get the bounce? Oh, that's very brave goalkeeping. Goretzka out to Sane. Audience still fairly split down the middle. 53% looking for Bayern to come through with a win here. Sane, that's a nice ball to tell, is offside. He was 2-3 in the box, and I'll tell you why. Because the linesman had his flag up. Offside.
Yeah, just marginally offside. But it's an early sighter for Bayern.
Of course, little thumbs up there from Mestre, just indicating to Lotfi the pause not tactical. Happy to resume play. And of course, Lotfi himself, 3 games on the bounce, undefeated in this competition. His last loss was on Matchday 3, which was some time ago. Goal of the Day award winner on Matchday 5. He knows what it takes to take home awards, but it's the award of placing in the top 2 he wants for his Manchester United team. De Ligt up to Leroy Sane. And what's fascinating, Wes, as we will look in the knockout stages towards the regular season form chart, because it's best of 3s, you have a possibility that if you put a strong player in game 3, they might not even feature. So that's one additional piece of the puzzle you have to figure out. For now, Lotel with a double touch inside. Oh, David De Gea out smartly to 20 minutes gone, gathers it well.
Yeah, it's one of those gambles that, and it's why we're saying it's so important that all three of your players start to pick up form, because when it comes to that knockout phase, they will be called upon at some point. You can almost guarantee it.
Oh, that's a ball to Rashford, but an offside Rashford at that.
That slight change in format will make all the difference.
Both players undefeated for a fair few match days now. I mentioned Lotfi undefeated since match day 4. You'd have to go back as far as match day 2 to find Mestre's last loss, his only loss, a 1-0 against Barcelona then. So we've seen a lot of goals and drama in the previous games. These two very good at eFootball. Mane with the 2 double touches in succession. Forces a corner from De Gea.
Yeah, good save from De Gea. Good movement from Lotfi there just to get his goalkeeper into the right position. Really good movement there from Mestre. But it's a big paw from David De Gea. Gets it away for a corner. It's better than hitting the back of the net. As we'll see Joshua Kimmich line up the corner.
Looks like Upamecano to knock this one at the near post. Stanisic looking for Kimmich down the line. And we're approaching the half-hour mark. Not really much to write home about between these two. We said they might be quite evenly matched in terms of form. It's proving so here on the virtual pitch, as if anything Bayern seem to be the team in the ascendancy. Mane down to Musiala. And the referee's seen something here. He's brought this one back for, I think, a free kick. Or has it gone the other way? I think it has. Bruno Fernandes fouled.
Yeah, it's a little bit too aggressive with the dribble.
Here comes Marcel Sabitzer for United. Rashford can't control with the double touch.
It's a bit of fortune, though.
Bounces back towards him. Sabitzer was making a run, but De Ligt has stolen away, as he often does. Shaw with the long ball looking for Sabitzer up against Stanisic, but a bit of an ambitious one, maybe hoping for a mistake at the back there, Lotfi.
I think it's just testing the resolve of this Bayern Munich defence. You'll notice, as you will have done throughout the course of today, a lot of players choosing not to go up against players in the aerial battles and instead try and read that second ball. They super cancel away and are able to try and pick up the scraps.
He lifts it over to Sabitzer!
That's a gift.
1-0 to United. It's Marcel Sabitzer. Late arriving. But the ball from Bruno was so well worked.
Such a brilliant ball. And when I say it's a gift, I mean, look how much room the goalkeeper moves across and gives him. Because I think they're anticipating potentially a knockdown. You'll see here, goalkeeper just completely in a different postcode.
It's a really good spot there, Wes. You could tell once Sabitzer goes through, he has a cut-back option. Mestre hoping that would be the case, but clinical from Lotfi, not one to dwell on his chance. Gives United the goal lead. They approach half-time here. On ball to Mane, Lindelof is there. Down to Tell and Musiala with the double touch again. Still alive here for Bayern as Kimmich can try and swing one back in. Musiala! Straight at De Gea. This will be last action of the half as Kimmich has a long ball towards Mane! Oh!
Headed wide.
It is wide. And now half-time. United 1, Bayern 0.
I think the keeper had got across there to make it just that bit more difficult.
On public transportation today, please watch the screen for train departure times from all local major stations.
We're underway here As Matchday looking to start things off very strongly, as Bayern as well look to reclaim a foothold in this game. Goretzka to Mane. Kimmich out wide to Leroy Sané. Rashford over the top to Shaw, and well, there's two to chase here. Stanisic will have Martial for company, but fairly simple. He was ball side of both the United men. Sané dispossessed unfairly by Fred there, so it'll be a Bayern free kick. What will Mestre do? Sané over the wall, and it's off the woodwork. Still alive for Kimmich. Cleared away finally. Had a really nice angle on that one.
The width of a woodwork kept him out. Chance is not gone though.
Musiala. Bruno Fernandes again, that long ball looking to be worked by Manchester United. Sabitzer.
I think the game plan here from United is just try and beat the defence just on the turn. They know Pavard is not the slickest of turners. If they can beat them with the deep ball quickly, they've got Martial and Rashford.
The attendance for this match was 72,306.
The flat kick not good enough for Bayern, and now Anthony Martial. Oh, it's trickled in! Manchester United are 2-0 up now. Here in game one, Lotfi springing to life at the end of the regular season. 2-0.
Fantastic work. Again, we said there's that deep ball that you keep going for, but he said this one on the ground. Again, Martial, it's a big deflection off of Matthias de Ligt. Yeah. But again, Manchester United are not going to care. They have 2 goals ahead, and they potentially have 3 points on the board.
Well, I think the dubious goals panel will award that one to Martial. Looked like the initial effort was on target. But a big hand from de Ligt sees Lotfi cross the 12-goal mark in the 2023 season. Rashford to Fernandes. Lotfi creeping into the top 10. And United will hope he's hitting form at the right time of the season. Sané, nice pass to Kimmich. Inside Martinez, still has the ball here for Bayern. Great defensive work from Lotfi. "20 minutes to go." Rashford and Shaw combining well. Sabitzer was hoping for one to just be floated his way there. Sané from downtown couldn't quite get the ball over the defender there. And with 15 in-game minutes to go, it's United 2, Bayern 0. Tell here, nice control. Dispossessed though. Sané back heel to Kimmich. That's nicely worked from Bayern. Is there anyone there? Oh, it could go anywhere.
That could have gone absolutely anywhere. With the ricochets we've seen today, that could have literally gone anywhere.
J'ai 2 jours que tu restes pas en match. Mais tu vas le perdre le match, c'est ça qui est fou. que tu veux là? Je mets en 30 juste. Non, fais ce que tu veux. Moi j'aurais pas fait, t'es bien tout ton match. Franchement, tu fais un bon match. C'est comme tu veux ça. En fait, c'est toi qui veux. Si tu le sens vraiment bien, au moins tu peux la dégager loin et tout. Ça va me casser les couilles. Là, il y a pas. Là, il y a un match vidéo. C'est qui déteste. C'est comme tu le sens. Tu fais? Mais il y a couille. On a fait 10 secondes de corner. T'en as juste. Je te dis, c'est le milieu. Toi, tu veux faire quoi, toi? Un tour par là. C'est le jeu. Après, en fait, s'ils doivent travailler, tu les réserves. C'est ton petit doudou. Alors, comment Varane, s'il fait une déviation, tu laisses le jeu? C'est quoi, il se fait aspirer? Après, il faut même pas de déviation. Allez, reste dedans. 80e. 80e. Est-ce que je mets un défi de carte? Parce que là, il va. Fais. Ça sert plus à rien avec mon. Tu gagnes. C'est pas mal. Tu restes en normal. Ouais, juste mets-toi pas en tête. C'est quoi ça? Des cheveux, frère. On va faire des trous, ma gueule. Il y a 4 attaquants. Faut faire un bélé, quoi. Parce qu'en fait, il te change. Allez, ma gueule, allez. Il y a plus de.
Substitution on the field.
Well, big discussions on both sides of the stage there. If the result stands, by the way, this would push Bayern down into fourth. United would leapfrog them
Number 55.
in the table with just one game gone
Substitution in progress.
in this 3-game affair here. Big 10 minutes as Sane is just running to the byline, cuts it back, Choupo-Moting. Couldn't get any real purchase on it. Long ball to Martial. Can he get behind Upamecano here? The bounce favours him, and he has, I think that's Sabitzer on the far side as well, crowded out in the end.
It's a big opportunity there. If we could have found that square ball.
There's confirmation. Manchester United up into third with this result. Well, we said the great escape when it came to AC Milan. We have to remember that Manchester United are well within that conversation as well. If they were able to get maximum points here, they could find themselves level with Barcelona at the top. And well, here's Marcus Rashford.
Ambitious, very ambitious from Marcus Rashford there, but for Lotfi, he's done everything he needed to do. He's got his team 3 points on the board here in very impressive fashion.
Well, they're starting to believe now. Lotfi brings home the first 3 points in game one. Manchester United 2, Bayern 0. In what was a very measured performance from Lotfi.
Yeah, it goes to what we were saying in terms of mentality, in terms of composure. They are showing it in abundance now. They seemingly have gone away, worked on those, I'd say, almost frailties that they had, where they started to maybe just be a little bit, you know, kind of beating themselves up too much when a result doesn't go their way, or a performance isn't good. They tend to just go inward and start beating themselves up. Now, on the other side of things, they're actually going in and starting to put themselves to say, look, actually, we're actually really good at this type of thing that's called esports. Let's start to put this to work. And granted, they had opportunities, did Bayern, to get themselves into the game. There was that free kick, but it was really just that slice of luck there that you need at this level, and took game one away from Bayern Munich.
Well, credit to Lotfi. I'm just looking at his form table. That's only his second win of the season, which is quite the talking point when we talk about Lotfi, multiple-time champion of this competition. But again, it's all about hitting form at the right time. He's had his teammates to fall back on, one of which we'll see going up against Mujahid here. The Turk, his first season with Bayern, coming off a 3-1 win against Naples back on Matchday 6 2 weeks ago, has had a fairly strong campaign. He's kept pace with Mestre and Jose, who are two veterans of this competition throughout. But Nexa is the man I want to talk about. He's on a 3-match win streak, all by way of 2-1 scorelines against Stifler of Roma, Arda Galazzo of Inter, and Cams of AS Monaco. So Mujahid is going to have to dig deep here.
Just a bit. He will need every piece of wiliness, shall we say, of getting his way into the game and scoring and keeping that lead. Of course, you have to keep somebody like Nexa quiet, as it were. You do need to keep him quiet, because when he gets rolling, he's a force to be reckoned with.
Of course, we want to know who you at home deem the legends of Manchester United. I've seen Rooney, CR7. No Cantona there. Come on, guys.
Showing your age there, Harry.
I am. You'll have to remind me.
But yeah, I mean, as we said, you know, when we see that question come across from, you know, from the chat in terms of legends of these clubs, such is the historical significance of all of the clubs that are involved here. You could call on a who's who of both of these clubs. You look at Bayern, you look at Man United, such is the history of the two teams. You could call on so many different legends of the game.
Well, part one, and I've said this before, part one of a three-part process for Manchester United is complete, and it's gone their way. You now look towards Nexa, who has been emotional in weeks previous, but ever since Matchday 4, we've seen a bit of a switch up in mentality from Nexa. And every single time he's dug deep to win his last 3 games. Could it be part 2 of what would be a perfect plan for Manchester United? Could it be successful here? We're starting to feel a bit of an aura of magic in this building today. We've seen it once already with things going AC Milan's way. United's players must be asking themselves, well, why not us?
Yeah, we've seen it done. We've seen other teams do it. Why can't we do it? But again, if we see them reach the levels that we know they are capable of, it's a wrap for a lot of teams. But the same could be said for Bayern. If they can find their level, we know the capabilities that they have at their disposal. It's all about finding your levels at the right time. Got to figure this one out and see who's going to come out on top it.
It's not only that. For those keen-eyed watchers of the league table doing the maths in their head, Bayern can also finish level, still on points with FC Barcelona at the top. They are 6 points away from the top of the table. So anything but a draw here, basically, is what we're saying, and it's still alive for both of these two clubs.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's match.
A draw would see Barcelona crowned as regular season champions.
And it would also solidify Arsenal as second place as well. So hopefully for the neutrals at home, they will not want to see a draw here. They'll want to see one team try and push it.
Absolutely. We're underway then. Mucha hits. His first season with Bayern is headed to the postseason knockout stages. Same with Nexa, his first season with United. Going head-to-head now in Game 2. Our penultimate game of our final match day here in the eFootball Championship Pro. United from right to left with Nexa. Mucha hit, the young Turk will come the other way. Our audience at home still pretty split down the middle, even after United's supremacy in Game 1. Anthony Martial looking for Fred, cleared though.
I think that may change if there was an early goal from Manchester United here, but Coman's on the attack for Bayern. That's Tell.
That's Musiala for company as well. I'd have to go back and watch Wes, because I have a feeling that it's not a commentary curse. Maybe it's an audience poll curse. Because casting my mind back, I'm not sure the audience have got one right yet.
Wait, so you're blaming the audience for your curse now?
Hang on a second. They can be a fickle audience, viewers at home. So let's, let's be friendly to them.
I was going to say, you've got to own it, Harry. Sadly, you're going to have to own the curse. The foul is caused there by Upamecano. He gets a booking as well.
Yeah, it's an early booking, just 15 gone. Have to keep an eye on that one. Maybe that'll be one that Nexa will try and exploit. Bring the ball at Upamecano on this right-hand side. United's left. Wide to Kingsley Coman, dispossessed by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Mucha and Nexa just cancelling each other out here in the opening 20.
Like I said, if you Muka hit, you're going to have to try and stifle that fire that Nexa has. As I said, we know the minute it ignites, it's not something you really want to be near on an eFootball field. No big opportunities as yet for either side.
Laid off to Kimmich, but Musiala is just blocked off there by a United man. It's always difficult when both sides like to play a long ball game, where sometimes we'll have periods of play like this where it just won't settle for either side, and there's
It's a bit scrappy.
attempts at something miraculous, but the defender on the other side is just too good. I think we're seeing that out of Nexa and Mujahid here.
I think it's just trying to push the defensive line back. When the ball gets into your possession, the first thing that these guys, especially depending on what tactics they're playing from a team standpoint, they will want to launch that ball as quickly as possible. Just push that defensive line back.
Here's Upamecano. Rashford once again with the long ball. Long switch of the play. Sabitzer almost recovers.
I don't think he realised that he was going to keep that in. Did Nexa.
Oh, well, a friendly reminder. A point is no good for either club. Point would see Barcelona finish top in what they could never have imagined at the start of today.
I think given how their day started, I don't think they even imagined that they would finish at the top of the league table today, and I don't think anybody would have had they been watching it either.
Half-time approaching. Bayern 0, United 0 in game 2. Musiala down to Kimmich. That's Lindelof to beat here. Passage of play just trickles out for Bayern again. And with no minutes added on, first half ends. Bayern 0, United 0.
So given what we've seen already today, it's a bit of a damp squib, this one.
Today, please take some time out to give your support to our Better Stadium Fund.
You're absolutely right. It doesn't serve the players and their club's aspirations in this competition. Something tells me it's going to open up here in this second half. Second half, which is now underway. A shot from very far away, and Tell rattles the woodwork. I was just caught looking at the league table there, trying to figure out what could still be on for these two clubs, as Bayern have come the closest thus far, as Martial's giving chase here. Sommer gratefully gathers that one in.
I think if it ends in a draw, Harry, I think it's a case that they are as they are for right now. However, if one team is to win, it will certainly put a lot of pressure.
Rashford into the box with the double touch. Once, twice. It would, if it was a draw, remain just a two-way battle to decide who would be third and fourth. That's what we're looking at now, because either side's really proven thus far they can break through the other's defence. It's been very gritty.
And as much as we say that that last game wouldn't necessarily have anything riding on it, the reality is it would pick out who they are playing against. As Fernandez, it breaks too, but he can't get control of it. It would decide who they work or who they play against in the knockout phase.
You're right, we'll see a clearer picture of the draw at the end, but Savitzer's won the ball back in the final third. Across to Rashford! Should have done better. Straight at the goalkeeper there. It was point blank, to be fair.
Don't know how much the keeper knew about that one.
Nice little spell for United here. De Ligt puts an end to that one, and now the game's starting to open up a little bit. Musiala. Tell tries to knock it back across Casemiro. Martial to the feet of Rashford. Back to him now, the Frenchman. And Rashford! Oh! There it is! And it's an outburst of emotion from Nexa. The dream's still alive for Manchester United. It's 1-0.
It's a little bit of fortune, it's a bit of bustle. Takes the ball away from that defender right when they needed it.
67 minutes.
Funded home by Nexa.
Number 39.
As we'll see back on the replay here. You see it just break here. De Ligt puts his foot on it, doesn't clear it, and instead, keeper also got a hand to it.
It's the tenacity, isn't it, from Rashford, and Nexa controlling him. Putting pressure on De Ligt right as he's about to strike the ball.
Did enough to cause the animation to stumble. And then he got hold of the ball.
And well, well, well. That is a goal that, as things stand, would put United 3 points back from league leaders Barcelona.
And then we'll lead it. And then, again, it's a brilliant performance from them. Just take a listen in.
Vas-y, on peut avoir une phase. Il va revenir. Laisse-le jouer, il va avoir des phases justes. Je sais pas ce que je fais. Je t'en fais. Il y a but, les frères. Mentalité, je connais fou. Je joue encore moins 3, encore moins save. Je mets un 0, ça suffira.
Substitution on the field. Number 42.
Following the goal,
Coming on to
goal
replace
that
him
puts
is
United 3 points
number
back.
10.
Back from
Leroy
leaders
Sané.
Barcelona. Changes have been made. Discussions have been had, and we have 20 minutes to go. Here's what it does to your table. And as things stand, of course, we have game 3 still to come. We would see United play Milan and Bayern play Roma in our knockout stages, but still have a game to play here as Martial flashes it across goal.
I think if you look at the tiebreakers, again, I'm only casting aspersions here. I believe it all goes down to head-to-heads. If you think casting your mind back, you'd have a very long time to think back to Matchday 1, which was Manchester United versus Barcelona. If results go the way they should, or we believe, and if it could potentially go that way, it would still be Barcelona that'd be the top of the tree, but only by virtue of having the victory in the game. So that's how close we are, ladies and gentlemen, to the end of this tournament. That's how close it is at the top of the league. And that is what could potentially separate teams at that end of the field. Of course, that would require Manchester United to win this game and then also win their final game of the day here. It should be Kills You versus Jose. My process of elimination.
My brain hurts because trying to do these calculations. Essentially, then the only thing standing between Barcelona and the title is Mujahid winning this game and Jose winning game 3. So we need to see a turnaround from the Turk.
That is exactly what we would have our mind to see. I think then if it does pan out where Manchester United take maximum points, I think you're then looking at a 1-2-3 of Barcelona, Manchester United and Arsenal, which Arsenal would then be edged out of that top two. But of course, there's a lot more eFootball to play.
Is number 38.
Namely, under 20 minutes to go in this game too. Koeman from very deep indeed. Trying to catch Nexa, sleeping mayhaps. Fred with the clearance, but how valuable that might be, for Manchester United to finish in the top two, to bypass that potential banana peel that is the quarterfinals in the knockout stage. It is still on for them. But it would take a win here in game two to see this one out, and a win in game three as well. Koeman with a switch of the play. Sane. Fred dispossesses. Quite happy still to play the long ball is Nexa. Sabitzer turns his man really well. Good dummy. Martial against De Ligt. Sabitzer with the cross. Rashford can't beat Upamecano. Now what can Mucha hit conjure up with this attack? Gravenberch. And he needs Rafa Varane. Varane is a difficult man to beat, and he sprung a counter here. Sabitzer has a man over, tries to beat Pavard on the inside. And it's a foul here, I believe. I think it'll be a free kick to United. Yeah, Fernandes fouled just outside the box. Martial! Oh!
It's great invention. Great invention there from Nexa. Brilliant save from Sommer.
Caught the defence. Absolutely daydreaming there. Something straight from the training ground. That's how prepared these players are. Week in, week out.
They continue to surprise us week in and week out with the types of plays they come up with from set piece. Yes, the corners have now kind of resided almost to that flick on near post, but free kicks, totally different beast. We've seen goals go underneath a wall. We've seen, you know, dummies and shot fakes at free kicks. See against a wonderful bit of invention.
Substitution on the field.
Love to see what he saw.
Number 6.
I think one of Mucha Hit's defenders maybe a little bit too far back, and I think he realised it last second, did Mucha.
Coming on the field. Number 14.
Tried bringing him back to force Martial offside, but not quick enough. Corner play short then.
Substitutions taking place.
A bit early to kill the game, Nexa. It's a bit early for my liking. You want to see injury time before you start those types of plays.
Down to Sabitzer, who is dispossessed again, and yeah, will that come back to bite Nexa?
4 added minutes has been indicated.
Fouled, no doubt a tactical one there from the Frenchman.
Yeah, it had to be done. Stop that. Red wave moving up the field. We're into 4 minutes added time here. I think also, if I'm actually thinking on the top of my head as well, a victory here would actually cement Manchester United at least third, because if the tiebreaker is victories or get the head-to-heads, they'll already have 2 victories over Bayern Munich, regardless of what happens in game 3.
Yeah, you'd be absolutely right in saying that. There's a lot of maths that goes into this. But one thing's for sure, Barcelona are mere moments away from being the regular season champions. else. It'll all mean nothing if they can't get it done on June 24th. But Nexa, he's been grinding out results the last few match days. It looks like he's about to grind out another one, but wow, how costly could that be? Because there's still time on the clock here. Crossfield ball looking for Sane, but De Gea grabs it. And it will be, finally, after a long 96 minutes of play, Nexa with another 3 points for Manchester United.
Mentality from those three is so much better than it's been. I remember casting my mind back to the game against Arsenal. I believe it was Matchday 2, I think it was, or Matchday 3. And they came away with no points. They looked so despondent. Now they are full of beans, as it would be for our UK parlance. They are full of energy, full of emotion, and they know that they can win games of eFootball.
Well, Barcelona cannot be caught at the top of the table. United can still, in theory, come within touching distance of them. They'd be tied on 38 points, but as you said, the head-to-head all the way back on match day 1, I believe it was, would go in Barcelona's favour. As we just take a brief look over the highlights, there were some good opportunities, but ultimately it was Rashford forcing the issue that got the job done for Nexa. The only thing to figure out now is whether or not United can finish in the top 2. For Bayern, it's out of the conversation now. The highest they can finish is, well, exactly where they are. So all eyes are on Manchester United now.
It would be one victory, I believe they would need. That is all they require here. If they can win that last game, they will end up in second place. We'll go straight through to our semi-finals of the knockout phase.
Well, it's been a long, draining day of eFootball, and let me tell you, Bayern München was some of the first in the building this morning. So goodness knows how they feel having watched today's action pan out, still with the anticipation of playing themselves. Stepping up is Jose, the captain, I believe, I'm right in saying, of Bayern München, coming off a 2-0 win on matchday 6 against Sassino, who pulled off a miracle earlier. Going up against Kilzu, who is coming off a bit of an unfortunate loss last time out against Uzmakabil. He will relish this opportunity to put United straight into the semi-finals with a win here.
Yep, he certainly will. And again, in terms of, you talk about team momentum, it's not just momentum in the game, but it's team momentum of your teammates. If they have won already, it gives you that bit of a boost. We have seen it already today. We saw Gallardo so long ago, what it feels like in match 1 of the day, where he set the tone and got his own team over the line. You've seen it in AC Milan's game, where they got one win with Naples at the start of the team. All of a sudden sets those kind of wheels in motion. Are we gonna see it again in match 4?
Well, there's the man that secured the second 3 points. Now turned cheerleader for his teammates. His opponent is going to be Jose, who's been really strong this season. Again, the only blemish on his record, undefeated, virtually undefeated, as you let us know who you think the legends are of the Bavarians. The only blemish on his record was that infringement back on match day 5. Had a 4-0 win against Indominator overturned because he exceeded the collective strength limit of the competition. A difficult situation, but all these players abide by the same set of rules. So had to take it on the chin. That's the only blemish on Jose's record so far.
I'll give you 3 legends that Jose would love to call on. Mario Gomez, Ian Robben, Frank Ribery. If he could call on any one of those right now, he would summon them immediately, because that's the type of firepower that you need to possess. And of course, he's got Coman, Sane and Mane all on the field, of course, to tell as well. So there's so many weapons here for Bayern to use, but it's almost as though that sword has just been blunted by Manchester United. They're finding a way to just grind out victories.
We are underway, our final game of what has been a very long 2023 season. It is Jose versus Kills-You. These two, in theory, match up very well against each other. And of course, Jose won goal of the day back on Matchday 6. Was awarded his prize today, has waited the longest out of anyone here to play, alongside his opponent Kills-You. But theoretically, the only thing Bayern have to play for is to play spoiler to United's party. Any points dropped by United means they will finish where they are, third in the table. But if they win, they can overthrow English rivals Arsenal. Here is Marcus Rashford. And early chance for United.
Good hands on it from Sommer there. Luckily did not push it out into traffic.
Bayern building. Musiala. And wow, that's a wayward recovery of that clearance there. Could have let it run, but instead it was Jose who got the final touch. Bayern fans still believe. We've seen plenty of miracles here today. Not to say that United winning Game 3 would be a miracle, but to consider where they were at the start of the day, to finish in a top 2 spot, level on points with the league leaders. I don't think after their start of the season they would have managed that. And here's Martial inside the box. Goretzka, though, with a great recovery tackle. Musiala comes back to him now. Intercepted by Lindelof. Varane with the clearance as well. United seem under siege here. Mane turns Rafa Varane. Put in a difficult area, but dealt with well by Kills-You. Kills-You, who we've barely touched upon so far, entering today 13 goals throughout the season, over half of which came on Matchday 5 when he won 7-1 against El Matador.
He managed to over double his tally in one sitting, did Kills-You on that day.
Rashford to Martial. De Ligt for company. Savitzer's open in the box, and that is a tiny finish. Savitzer tucks it home with a deft finish and puts the Frenchman in front, 1-0.
You may like the finish, I love the pass. That is a fantastic phone to find Sabitzer. We'll see it open up here again. You'll see Sabitzer's already there. It's that footwork from Martial, just takes it away. Defender can't get his foot to it. It's outside of the boot. It's almost nonchalant from Marcel Sabitzer, but it's a quality finish. And it gives Manchester United a first half lead.
And it's a lead that sees them, as things stand, overtake Arsenal in the standings. So the Milanese miracle may be at Arsenal's detriment, as they would fall out of the top 2. And puts Kills-You back into the top 5.
It's quite unbelievable, the changing complexion of this league table all the way through today. There has been changes left, right, and there might still be
won
one.
The ball here, and De Gea saves. Sane, Shaw clears.
They call him Dave Saves for a reason. That's a great double save from De Gea.
5 until half time. Fernandez, Sabitzer combining really well. Martial's almost spoilt for choice, but those options have been closed down now. United into the top 2 with that goal. They're looking for another one here. Rashford inside! It is the second. Kills you 2, Jose 0. Forget the Milanese miracle. We've got a Manchester miracle here.
Be afraid, eFootball Championship Pro. Be very afraid. Manchester United have found their feet and they have found their confidence. That is a brilliant bit of footwork from Kilzu, and it's another big finish from Marcus Rashford. We'll see it again. Great footwork. 1-2 pass and go. Pulls the brakes. Says, nope, going to go the other way. Puts it through the legs of Upamecano and finds the corner of the net. And you can see the celebration and what it means to them. Fantastic from Manchester United once more.
There will be 1 minute.
Well, you need to worry about Kilzu here, because once he finds his flow state, he's very difficult to deal with.
Indeed he is. We know he's got fast fingers and fast thumbs. He does some incredible work on other video games, let alone eFootball. Those skills are very transferable in terms of having your hands on the controller. Fantastic work from the young man.
Allez. Bon, ça, il y a le kick-off. Hein. Attention, il y a le kick-off. Kick-off. Attention. Bravo, bravo, cible.
Don't know much French, Harry, but I'm pretty sure kick-off is the same in every other language.
Ouais, il passe en format, en 4-4-2, 3 et moins. Je sais pas, avec Bender, c'est pas lourd. Moi, je déteste, mais après, c'est chaud. Ça va, justement, parce qu'on avait testé. Ah ouais, franchement, en haut, j'ai testé. C'était chaud, il y a la merde. Hier, ça au pire, tu changes pas. Ouais, tu t'arrives. Juste, tu sors pas tes joueurs, parce que là, ouais, ça va être le plus chaud. Parce qu'en gros, ils cherchent juste les trucs.
Whenever AC Milan kind of walked off from that game 3 or match 3 and said, go on, guys, follow that. They certainly have of Manchester United.
Well, as things stand, we would see a rematch in the knockout stages between Milan and Arsenal. Unless Jose has something to say about that, we're underway. Second half of game 3. United 2, Bayern 0.
To cast your mind back historically as well, Harry, just thinking about Manchester United just out loud here, to go from being a team that have never made the latter stages or the knockout phase of any of the incarnations of eFootball Championship Pro, then potentially find themselves in a semi-final is quite an achievement.
Defended that well, but you're absolutely right. They made such a statement going out and getting Kilzu, Lotfi and Nexa building this squad, and they've come good at the right time as Kilzu now is building perfectly. Bruno in the box. Bruno has his shot blocked and the referees deemed him offside. The mentality switch from the United camp has just flipped entirely. As you said, since Matchday 3 or 4, when they were getting down on themselves, now every time it's all positive mentality, and it's proving hard for Bayern to break here.
Well, one of the comments that I heard, I'll come back to it in a second, is Mane, after dribbling field, Varane gets it clear. One of the comments I remembered vividly from Lotfi was, you know, the club have put a lot of time into us and we want to pay it back, and they're certainly paying it back in truckloads here.
That they are. Kilzu still in the top 5 goal scorers. One more and he'd be tied for 3rd. And he'd be in some fine company as well. Here is Fred, Rashford. Pavard for company. But never count out Jose. He has been there, done that, and he'll be relishing the knockout stages as much as anyone. So far, it's been mostly kills you. The Sabitzer are almost in behind again.
It's a great ball that's just betterly defended by Matthias de Ligt.
I think the assistant's seen an offside there. Yeah, he has. A couple of United players alongside of the Bayern defence. How pivotal it could be. And again, this is one of the things where we entered the match day looking at our team sheets and our games that we've got on the docket. We never expected a potential 9-pointer in this game based on how these two clubs have played this season. Sabitzer, Martial, oh, I don't think he realised how much time he had there.
I don't think he realised the ball was going to come through, and as a result, missed inputs were there.
Kills you building again. Fred, Bruno, Marcel Sabitzer, Martial.
Constantly a threat here, though.
Still alive with Rashford. And the longer United have the ball, the longer Jose's going to start to feel that frustration. Bruno just waiting for an opening.
Go back and recycle. So, as you rightly said, the longer that United have the ball, the less damage that Bayern Munich can do to them, and more importantly, the more the game clock's going to tick down.
Final 15 separates United from a spot in our semi-finals. For now, though, Jose Amane, oh, still alive, Sane will make our final 10 in-game minutes interesting. Jose is inevitable in this competition. And all of a sudden, United's dream of a semi-final might just have a rude awakening.
Yeah, you kind of could sense it. You could sense that goal not necessarily was coming, but when that opportunity presents itself, there is always more than likely going to be somebody arriving at the back post, and at this point in time, it was Leroy Sané. The best that sometimes you can do is force a save from the goalkeeper and then profit from it. That's the most you can do. Of course, now the gamesmanship might need to kick in a bit more if he kills you.
Still a lead to defend, but only about 11 or so minutes until the full-time whistle plus stoppages. Could be a very tight end to our game.
Will be indeed.
Si t'as pas envie, comme tu veux. Moi, j'aurais dit non. Parce qu'en fait, ça met qui ouf. Il est 84, ça met qui en fait. Ça va. Si je le sens pas, là, fais-le pas. Mais quand je mets en def, tu mets en def. Après, c'est def. En fait, moi, je trouve ça trop tôt. En 80. Allez, mec. Des grands carrés, tu vois.
Substitution in progress.
Well, well, well. We are resuming play with about 10 minutes to go in game 3. Kills you, looking to reinstate that 2-goal cushion. But Jose can just smell blood now. Coman. Back to him on the far side. Good defending by Kills you. And Jose only failing to score this season on one other occasion, a 0-0 draw on Matchday 2. And that's a lovely ball over the top. Martial might just be beaten there. And oh, someone's had an absolute mare. Martial, who can he find? Rashford on the edge. Sabitzer! Oh. That could have been the dagger.
What is it with Bayern Munich goalkeepers in this competition where they just have a bit of a rick in them, where they just cause an error where you least expect it, ball into the back post like for Koeman. What is it with them? We saw it historically with Neuer and coming out, being too aggressive. That there, I'm not even sure what someone was thinking.
3 minutes to go. It's 3 in-game minutes that separate United from a spot in our semi-finals in the knockout stages. June 24th, do not miss it. But don't miss this game either. There may still be one final twist. Martial with a knock on to Rashford. Where does he take this? Straight to the corner for my money. Only 2 minutes added on. United on the brink of their best season in eFootball Championship Pro history. Kills you. Ticking so much time off the clock here. I don't think there'll be enough time. Fred retains possession as well. And that will do it. United, 9 points from 9. And look at what it means. They will enter the knockout stages straight into the semi-final round. An unbelievable performance. What a day from Lotfi, Nexa and Kills-You. And for Bayern, it's back to the drawing board.
What a reaction. I think there was chairs going, there was all sorts going there. What a reaction. What a team performance from Manchester United. It needed it, and they duly delivered.
That they did. I'm still in awe when I look at the points total. 9. It always shocks me when I see such a high number. 9 points from 9. We've seen it twice today. A Milanese miracle and a Manchester miracle. Absolutely unbelievable. Kills-You to take on Jose when he knew how much was at stake. Semra was an unbelievable step up to the plate for Kills-You. Almost a graduation for him, because we've seen him in the past be, I don't want to say a supporting cast member for such incredible teams, but it's not often that he's had the opportunity to stand up and be counted, and that was one of those opportunities. And it did so with flying colours.
It was his time to shine, and he delivered. And you say that it was an opportunity for him to step forward. We all remember that last season in the semi-final, it was the same matchup. It was Jose against Kills-You, except that Jose got the better of Kills-You. And this time he's returned the favour in full. 3 more points to the bag for yet another hat-trick of wins for the collection, let's say. It really is such a feat for Manchester United, who started off the season really in a way to forget, and that just goes to show you that it's not how you start but how you finish. And now not only have they secured themselves second in the table, but direct passage to the semi-finals, which is the dream of probably anybody that's competing in this competition. You get a bye, you get a little bit of a round to relax, you go straight into the busy end of the season where you want to be, the Final Four, and it's going to be absolutely delectable for a team that's never really enjoyed this level of success before in this tournament.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think who will be doubly disappointed will be Bayern, because they had the opportunity to finish the regular season in first place. Had they just pulled out the performance that Manchester United did against them, they failed to do so. And, well, they'll lick their wounds, they'll come back in the knockout stages, but credit to United. Second place, very good.
The unlikely hero of the day, starting in 4th, jumping up to 2nd, level on points with the leaders. It really is some smashing stuff. So let's cross over to the mixed zone where Wes is currently with our captain, Lotfi.
Thanks very much, Semra. Harry, I'm with Lotfi. First of all, congratulations. I'm just going to say something to you now. Manchester United eFootball Championship Pro semi-finalists. Doesn't have a bad ring to it, right?
Yes, very happy of it. We worked a lot during all the season. Sometimes we didn't have the result we expected and we deserved. But finally finish second on this very difficult league is amazing. I think we are very happy and proud for the club, because they deserve a lot. So yeah, very happy to be in semi-final, but it's just the start. It's not our target to be only semi-finalists. But yeah, it was important to show and to demonstrate to all people who we are. Maybe they forgot during the season. We are 3 champions and we will be here for the title.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something we go to great pains on commentary to remind people of the pedigree that you guys have. Former league MVPs, former league champions. So obviously coming into an institution like Manchester United, again, there's a little bit of an expectation there. Do you guys feel that you've met that in the regular season, their expectations of you guys?
I think the club is proud of us. Anyway, they always tell to us they are proud. Anyway, when we were 5 or 4. But yeah, for us it was we want always to make the best, and for us it's the best club in the world, so they deserve to be first. So yeah, we want to make them proud more and more. But we are very happy, very proud because I think 9 points against Bayern and an amazing thing. It's just amazing. I think I'm proud of each of all three. We played very good. We adapt to the match. It didn't have the move that we like, so we try to adapt. And I think we made a very great games with a big mentality.
Well, as you mentioned, it's not quite the goal finishing semi-finals. For you guys, what is your goal? Going into the knockout phase, you're looking to win the whole thing, right?
For sure, we want to be champion. Since the start, we play for Manchester. We made champions before with other clubs, but we want even more with Manchester because they make very for us. They make only great things. They make us on the better conditions, and for us, the club deserves. So we want to make champion more than ever. So yeah, it's our target for sure, and any other result will be not good for us.
Well, it's great to see a synergy between club and between esports team. A big congratulations to you and your teammates. Go and enjoy it. I'm sure they are waiting for you. Back to you guys on the desk.
Thank you very much. Voracious and always hungry for more. I absolutely love it. And talking about champions,